be here today in a functional zero without our partnerships and our collaboration with all the other communities that we involve. And they provide programs for not only those experiencing homelessness, but for child welfare involved parents as well. We believe this is truly an innovation in ways of collaboration with our partners as a model for other law enforcement agencies to mirror us. Having the support of the city officials, South Miami Police Department has proven to provide a long and driving solution to decrease the number of homeless individuals. And I would ask Commissioner Corey if you had any remarks regarding this, because you've been a pioneer for this for a long time.
Thank you very much, Chief Hatfield. I remember when when I first met Chief Hatfield, I think the first thing I was talking about was homelessness and the work he had done in Virginia Beach for that. And ever since he's been here, he's been such a great help with that. 3 years ago, the commission passed a strategic plan to try to end homelessness in South Miami. Pretty bold idea. Of course, most federal standards would consider functional zero being about as close as you can get to that. We had a goal of reaching that by next year. 4 years ago, our census counts were up to 13, 14, 15 when we would report them biannually. Our last census count was 3. So it's been just a massive effort from the police department, from our community outreach team, from our collaboration with the county, and really our housing first approach of really focusing on getting people into permanent supportive housing so they're not just in and out of shelters. And as Officer Prather showed tonight, it takes just an incredible amount of relationship building to do something like that. You can't just walk up to someone with a clipboard and get them into housing. You have to really build their trust. They've lost a lot of trust with society, and it's just an amazing thing that I've seen happen from Officer Prather, Officer Lilavois, Officer Napier, and it's been a great experience so far. Of course, we have to keep going, and the commission has been a huge supporter of these efforts, from funding outreach to approving a strategic plan to helping with us getting the partnership funding. So thank you very much to the commission. Thank you very much to the police department. Thank you to our outreach team, and to the homeless individuals who are trying to make themselves better when they've hit rock bottom. So thank you.
I'll just want to close the quick report by just, again, congratulating you, Mr. Vice Mayor, on your persistence and commitment to addressing this issue. I mean, I think we've had great partners in the department and in the community, but you've provided the consistent vision and leadership here on the dais. And so really, hats off to you on this incredible accomplishment.
Thank you.
Okay, Chief, to close this out, red speed camera presentation.
Yes, sir. This is a So this is a school speed zone safety enforcement camera program. Much like our red light cameras, requires an annual report out to not only the commission, but for an acceptance from the commission as to the report itself, so we can report that to the state by 1 October. The School Safety Speed Enforcement Program annual report for 2025. During this period, a total of 18,333 notices of violations were issued to drivers for speeding violations. A total of 14,039 were paid. 65 were scheduled for hearings with an officer. Of those, 33 notice of violations were contested and or dismissed, and 29 notice of violations were contested and upheld. In accordance with the statute, 3,786 violations were escalated and issued as a uniform traffic citation due to non-payment or inaction with the initial notice period. And of those, 378 UTCs are pending at this time. From a financial report, the total revenue collected from the program for the first school year was $1,270,000. Of that, $253,820 was remitted to the state of Florida as mandated, $494,949 was retained by the City of South Miami as net revenue to support public safety initiatives and general fund operations. $152,292 was remitted to Miami-Dade County School District. $63,455 was paid to Miami-Dade County to offset the cost of school crossing guard program. And $38,073 was remitted to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for training. $266,511 was retained by Red Speed LLC for operating and processing costs. And $9,000 was used for payments of certified mail and the issuance of uniform traffic citations. These are the locations with geo coordinates, lat long as required to be reported. South Miami Middle School, Somerset Academy, and the Mandelstam School. That concludes my presentation.
Colleagues, any questions regarding the presentation?
Mayor, if I may, we need to take public comment on this item.
Okay, we will open up the floor for public comment on the report regarding the school speed zone camera program. If you'd like to come forward at this time, please do so. If there's any member of the public online who would like to address this commission on this item, you're also welcome to raise your hand and provide public comment. Okay. Seeing no one in the chamber, and Madam Clerk, no one online?
No.
We'll close public comment on this item. Colleagues, Commissioner Bonich, would you like to say something?
I am trying really
I'm trying to
hard.
encourage it, but, you know.
Yes, no, I'm trying really hard not to say not nice things today, so
Okay.
I will stop right there.
Thank you for abiding by the thumper rule. Yes, sir, you're recognized.
Chief, I just had a quick question. We did have a lot of non-payment. Is it because it's mail access? Is it, you know, I had some instances where family or members of my neighborhood didn't receive or claim not to receive the citation. Is there something that we can do a little bit better to get notice to those violators? I mean, that's a lot, and it multiplies when you don't pay. So trying to ease a little bit of the pain that you get from a citation. Is there anything that we can do better? Is there anything that the clerk of courts is doing different that we can maybe jump on?
I would say that what we found is that the system is utilizing known addresses for known reported addresses. So if someone has moved, they need to make sure they're updating their address and so forth. But as far as, you know, the way that we issue the citation or notices that go out in the mail, we've recorded it. I don't know if there's a better way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't have a great answer for that.
Okay.
Further questions, comments? Okay. Move to accept the report. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll move the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Kaya, a second by Vice Mayor Corey. Showing no objection, let's show the report is accepted by the commission.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, moving on, we have no items being added on, Madam Clerk, and/or minutes this evening, correct? Okay, Mr. Manager, your report, please. Madam Deputy Manager, good evening.
Good evening. This Saturday, the city's Community Affairs Division is going to host the third volunteer cleanup event. It's in partnership with volunteercleanup.org. So that's going to be happening. We're going to meet at City Hall at 9 a.m. and then be split up into 3 different groups at Marshall Williamson Park, Murray Park, and the SoMe District. So volunteer hours are available for that event. Sign up is available on the city's link tree, so everybody's invited to that. Next Thursday, the 23rd, the city in partnership with State Rep. Busara Cabrera will be hosting a Florida Licensing on Wheels event. That's here in Commission Chambers, open to everyone, all residents, from 10 to 2 p.m. Residents are invited to attend if they need assistance with their driver's license renewal, handicap permit renewal, changing organ donor language, anything like that. We're available 10 to 2 p.m. here in Chambers. And finally, the Mayor's State of the City is going to be held at South Miami Middle School. That's October 9th. We're going to be circulating an official invite for that shortly to all residents and to the commission. So that's the evening of October 9th. That's the end of the manager's report.
Thank you. Questions? Commissioner, you're recognized.
Can you give me the date again for the licensing?
The 23rd of
Tuesday.
September,
Yeah.
September 23rd?
Yes,
1
ma'am.
week from today.
and it starts at 10. It's scheduled 10 to 2, but apparently get pretty high demand, so likely extend beyond that. So if you're in the area, feel free to pop by.
We'll be advertising that as well.
Comments? Any further questions? Okay. Thank you for the report.
you.
Appreciate it. Madam City Attorney.
Yes, good evening. Mayor, we have some good news to report today, positive news on the comprehensive plan amendments, specifically the flu map amendment that went to the state for area-wide TSD, that's the transit-supported development, and also the corresponding text amendment on the density. So we did receive a letter from the state of Florida yesterday. Essentially, the amendments are approved. There have been no appeals filed, so they became effective as of September 11th, a couple days ago. Consequently, the pending developments can now move forward. We have some pending applications that can move forward at this time. So very good news for the city.
Great. Is that all?
That's it.
Thank you. Questions of the city attorney? Okay, seeing none, I just want to say thank you to the clerk, city attorney, and manager for the new process on correspondence. It was nice to get a copy of the letter in my email and not have to worry about whether or not it was fished out of regular mail. So thank you for formalizing that. Okay, we'll move on to public remarks at this time. If there's any member of the public who'd like to address this commission on any item, now is the time to do that. Please come forward. First on the list tonight, we have Mr. James McCants. Mr. McCants, you're recognized.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
James McCants, 6272 Southwest 59 Place. I'm going to start off addressing item 6, showing support for what Mr. Quentin Pugh is putting forth, with the caveat and the condition that if any family does not have that funds or a large family that cannot support the fees, that there's something in place that can help those families. So I got his assurance of that, so I'm wholeheartedly supporting this because you got to have some skin in the game to appreciate something for the residents. That's the first thing. Second thing is support of
Item 12, I believe.
yeah,
right?
S12.
Yep.
Okay, the clinic. I can't say enough about Dr. Scott. Golly, she's done so much for this community besides just being a doctor. We worked together on various things for this community. She's done so many things that, you know, nobody knows about, but just her. Currently, she just enlisted this great food program. We work together to fight homelessness ourselves, and nobody talks about that. I can go on and on and on about Dr. Scott. The bottom line, we need this medical facility. Let's keep in mind that phase 2 of SOMI related group project is coming on board. So that means right across the street, there are going to be like 400 plus units coming up there. What better services than just to walk across the street to a doctor? I heard the question about the Rosalie Wesley Center. There's history there with that Rosalie Wesley Clinic. Rosalie Wesley was one of the main midwives here for the history, but the clinic has not served this community in the capacity that it should. I want to leave it like that, but there was a board set up for the community and Rosalie Wesley to make this more friendly to the community. And we even sort of forced them in the beginning to put language of a signage that reflects English speaking and Creole. Later on, Jackson Hospital came into play, and it got a little better, but it still was issues. So now I'll discuss that at a later time. But we really need this clinic, Dr. Scott, there for longevity. I'll leave it like that.
Thank you for your comments. Mr. Kelly, good evening. You're recognized. Okay, there's the only 2 names I have on the list. There's a lot more people in the chamber, so if you'd like to speak, please come forward. Don't be shy.
Hello, everybody. Levi
Good evening.
Kelly. I'm here also in favor of the adjustment that Mr. Pugh is putting up before you tonight. I've had a long conversation with it, about it, and I think it's something that's workable for the community. I've been there on many occasions, and when there has been a lack of accountability on some of the community folks in terms of having some control. It's not a babysitting service. It's there for active participation for all the community members. So I applaud him for being compassionate about the process in which he's going to present to you. I think it's a good, workable one, and I just want to applaud him for that. As it relates to the clinic, I too would certainly be behind the process of making sure that's maintained in that area. She's been a fighter for the community. She's done much. She's a little bit close to the vest. A lot of things she does we don't know about until the last minute. Then something happened, and we get the word out on the street. She's a quiet warrior, so to speak, but her presence is felt in the community. So I would wholeheartedly support moving forward with what you have on the agenda tonight. Overall, I think we are, like you prayed on the day, I think we're in some tough times right now, ladies and gentlemen, and I think it's good to see this dais and this community coming together, even when we have differences, to make sure that we can talk and speak to one another with civility. I just want to thank everybody in this chamber and wherever my voice carries. So let's make sure that South Miami shines where there's no light. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Levi.
All right.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
If I could, thank you. I just want to share with Mr. McCants, Mr. Kelly, by all means, they know where to find me. If there's a young member of our community, if for some reason cannot afford, obviously none of this is intended to exclude anyone, please let me know, and we'll find a way.
And just in case there are any questions on the part of the audience that may not stay for the actual item, I just wanted to share that as the way the fee schedule is being set up, it actually makes, I think with a handful of maybe one or two exceptions, access for residents cheaper to get into our facilities than it did before, because we are adopting what we call a differential rate, which is a rate for residents and a higher rate for non-residents. So we're prioritizing resident participation and trying to expand access that way. So just want to make sure we get that on the record early so that everyone understands what we're doing in the event people leave before the item is considered. Thank you, Mr. Manager. Yes, sir. No, please, Dr. Price, we're going to let her.
Greetings, everyone.
Good evening.
Mr. Mayor and Commission and the audience, I am in favor of Dr. Scott's clinic being on Murray Park for healthcare reasons. Number one, we have a community that needs to see a Black person in the area, I'm just calling it like it is, who is a doctor, who has a heart for the people. We have all of our isms and schisms of healthcare, and being a Black person, to see someone who can be the doctor serves many purposes. Let you know that your child can be a doctor. Let you know that doctors are Black. Nurses are Black. Education is one of the key factors here that she can input to these kids that are coming for. They're afraid of doctors. I don't know why, but they're afraid of the doctor. And having a kind-hearted woman there to act as a mother for the children is very beneficial in healthcare. She can get over to the kids much better the understanding of why the need to see the doctor and what ailments you should be looking for. It would be a crime to move that clinic out of our area because interracially, she serves all the races. But for me, as a black woman and a doctor, also as PhD, we need to have a role model. She does not need to be aggravated about how long you're gonna keep her. She needs to be there as long as she wants to be there and to make a difference in our community. We don't have to have, we have a clinic, Rosalie Wesley, which I can also tell you about the history of that. However, that's run by the Miami-Dade County. It does not really lets itself be known that that is a public health clinic. And there is a big difference. You can't get the mother aspect. I know we have a Surgeon General who doesn't think of inoculations or the things they have, and some parents don't want their kids inoculated. But as a healthcare person, we need to inoculate our children. And you don't get autism from inoculations. I've been in this business 63 years as a professional. And before that, I was a layperson. So I know that you need to be inoculated. That measles thing that came along, I'm gonna call it like it is. And people are saying they don't need to have their children inoculated. You send your kids to school, and they go with people who are not inoculated, and they get all these diseases. We need to make sure that we take care of our health in more ways than one. So please do not remove the clinic from the park. I know we can use the space for the park, and I want you getting your ideas to move it to someplace else. As long as this lady wants to be there, she could be any place. She is a professional, expert pediatrician. My grandchildren can go there. And I'm very particular about mine. I don't know about yours. Knowing what is required, she needs to stay there without any things on her about 4, 3, 2, 1 year. She needs, as long as she wants to be there, we need to house her there. And please do that for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Price. I see Mr. David Brown online with his hand up. If we could unmute him, please.
Mr. Brown, unmute yourself.
Mr. Brown, you're recognized, sir, for public remarks. Good evening.
Hello, thank you. This is Dr. David Brown with Florida International University with the Neighborhood Health Program. I provide medical care out of Winnebago that parks in front of Murray Clinic. We have other members of our team, Ingrid Moss and LaTanya Francis, who are here today. We all came to support Dr. Scott. I've heard people talk about Rosalie Wesley. I used to work in the Jefferson Reeves Clinic in Overtown, which is another one of the public health trust clinics. And what I would say is, you get scheduled very tightly in those clinics. Anyone in the county comes to those clinics. Dr. Scott is embedded in this community. This is there's a historic underserved Black neighborhood right across the street, and she is providing personal care. She's getting involved in the neighborhood with families. We work together, whether it's medical or the non-medical needs sometimes that are predominant with these families. That's the kind of care that Dr. Scott is providing here. And as long as we have this vulnerable community right outside the doorstep, I just think, she's providing an amazing service and just here to support her being able to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brown, and thank you to you and your team for your contribution to our community. Is there anyone else who'd like to address this commission in public remarks? Mr. John Edward Smith, you're recognized.
Good evening, John Edward Smith, resident of South Miami and business owner. I echo the comments with respect to the support Dr. Scott and the Children's Pediatric Clinic here in South Miami. In my capacity as Managing Director of the Dr. John T. McDonald Foundation, I was able to direct Dr. Scott to the mobile pantry, and I know that she received services from Caring for Miami for the dental clinic, and been able to increase the services that are provided to our residents here in South Miami. And I certainly invite Dr. Scott and her people to apply for a grant in next year's cycle at the foundation while I'm still there, so we can work some magic perhaps. I do want to commend the chief for the presentations that were made this evening. I think they're outstanding, and congratulations to Vice Mayor Corey for the work that you've done with the homeless. This has just been an incredible service to our people in the community and to the homeless. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good evening.
Deborah Powell with the South Miami Black Cultural Affairs, and I would just like to summarize, if you will, the support, the sentiments for Dr. Scott. There's a wonderful quote that says, "Health is wealth," and so we want to keep our community wealthy in the underserved areas, and so I am here to also give my support. I'm, 100% support to her clinic and all of the excellent work that she's doing at the clinic for that community and the collective community beyond. So please consider our support is here, and I think it's a wonderful, wonderful entity in our community. We are experiencing some challenging times, and I think that she is definitely an asset in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Okay, anyone else who would like to address this commission in public remarks? Please come forward now.
And anyone on Zoom, please raise your virtual hand.
Okay, seeing no one else in the chamber and no one online, we'll close public remarks. Why don't we just get to it? If colleagues, if you allow me, let's read item 12 into the record.
Item 12, an ordinance of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, approving a lease agreement with South Miami Children's Clinic, Inc. in connection with an existing franchise, providing for the continued use of the property located at 6701 Southwest 58th Place, authorizing the city manager to execute the lease agreement.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Manager, Madam City Attorney, anything you'd like to add for the record on this item?
No, Mayor, only that it's a continuing use of this site as a clinic. It is a franchise under our charter and a lease, so it requires a 4/5 vote by this commission.
Okay, thank you.
If you'd like me to summarize the terms, I'm happy to, but I think it's in the agenda item.
Colleagues, any questions regarding the terms? Any questions of the administration and/or the city attorney?
No question.
Okay. You're recognized, ma'am.
I just want to put it on the record. I had asked for clarification on how many people are seen there, what are we using the space for, on and on. I received from the doctor, thank you, that they see approximately 1,700 people a year, which breaks down to about 141 a month, just to give it, out in the 12 months. I don't know how many square feet this is. Nowhere on there does it show that the doctor does house visits and telehealth as well. Does anyone, doctor, if you know, I would love to know how many square feet this space is. Do any of us know?
So let's if I could ask this, why don't we get all our comments in the record, and rather than have a protracted conversation this evening, because this is the first of two.
I just have one question. That was
Okay.
my
The
only
only question? That's
That
it?
is my
Okay.
question.
I thought there might be others, so.
No,
let's get them all
that
on the
is,
record?
that
Okay.
is my question. Nowhere does it say
Okay.
how many square feet.
Dr. Scott, we're gonna open up this item for public hearing, so Dr. Scott, I'll recognize you first. If you could address the question, we'd appreciate it.
And I think it'd be beneficial for us to hear from her, not just me,
Okay,
on what's happening there, because I think I'm the only one that received the information.
okay. Fair enough. Give me 1 second to make sure there are no other questions. Any other questions or comments, colleagues? Okay. We'll open the public hearing, and you're the first to be recognized.
Hello.
Good evening.
So regarding the square footage, I think was misinformed. So when Chip came a few weeks ago, it was my original understanding that it was about 1,000 square feet. But just looking at the size of it, and Quentin was there as well, it's bigger. And I actually don't know the exact size.
Okay.
So,
If I may, straight from the property records, it says 4,130 square feet.
4,130?
Not the property, but the building, the under roof square footage.
Okay. And if you could share with them what you shared through Samantha
yeah,
with me.
I can. And first of all, I want to thank all of the support that I've gotten. And without getting too emotional, I do want to piggyback on what Dr. Brown talked about with working at an FQHC, a federally qualified health center. That's actually how I started my career. So I'll give you a little bit of background. I grew up in upstate New York. I attended Princeton for undergrad, Boston University for medical school. I did my pediatric residency at the University of Chicago, and then finished up my last year at then Miami Children's Hospital. Took a job with the Public Health Service, and I was actually working in Fort Pierce. And everything he's saying is absolutely the truth, because I went into medicine because I wanted to work with vulnerable patient populations, and got completely burned out working at an FQHC because you're working with a high acuity population, so large Medicaid, patients who have multiple medical issues, complex medical issues. And in order to make money, you have to see a large volume of patients per day. So you have slots that are 10 to 15 minutes. So essentially what happens is that you can only deal with the chief complaint for that day, essentially putting a Band-Aid because you can't delve any further into what may be actually going on. And it's kind of like this revolving door where you never actually get to the root cause of what is I guess, causing the issue with this particular patient. And I personally got tired of that. I was completely burned out and lost my whole passion for medicine, and took a completely different route. So when I came back to Miami, I actually worked in a very wealthy area in Bay Harbor Island, doing something completely different demographic. And it was a different challenge for me because I felt like I had really steered away from why I went to medical school. Don't get me wrong, I had great patients. I mean, it was a wonderful experience, but I wanted to get back to helping people that really needed the help. And it was at that time that I got recruited to be the medical director of the South Miami Children's Clinic. And part of the reason why they recruited me was exactly what was said, where Rosalie Wellesley, is in the neighborhood, but a lot of the Black residents were disenfranchised because they felt like they weren't getting culturally sensitive care. And that's what I give at my clinic. So essentially, the clinic has a similar patient demographic to Rosalie Wellesley as far as seeing a large Medicaid population, but it's a medical home. And so the wait times are literally less than 10 minutes. And, we address all the social determinants of health, and we screen for issues like housing insecurity and food insecurity and mental health issues. And we find resources for all of those things, because the truth is, if you don't deal with all of these other issues that families are dealing with in their home life, you can't push forth your medical agenda. So it's important to have those wraparound services. And so the partnership with FIU's Neighborhood Help has actually helped with all of that, because they give me the ability to deal with mostly the medical issues while they deal with everything else with the referral. So right now, I would say that we pretty much function as a concierge direct patient care type of practice for a low income population. So really for telemedicine, when people reach out to me, patients, they get a response within 0 to 5 minutes. That's the standard time. And I found that if you wait any longer than that, that's enough time where people, start freaking out about what's going on with their child, and they're en route to the emergency room. And so I've been able to, kind of get those people back into the medical home and not utilizing the urgent care and the emergency room as their primary care provider. I do house calls as well, and I do that on a limited basis for patients who really cannot come to the clinic for whatever the reason is. And I will go and meet them where they are. And, I just think that seeing the same physician, a lot of times when you go to a federally qualified health center, you may or may not see the same physician every single time. And it's hard to, I think, build relationships and to have that trust when you're seeing a different person at every single visit. I will end with this, that the clinic it's a safety net. So with the federally qualified health center, if you are on Medicaid, of course they can bill. The thing about Medicaid is that a lot of these patients, they move for a variety of reasons, and if they don't send the proper paperwork, to the state to keep, their eligibility, they lose it. If they go to an FQHC, say like Rosie Lee Wellesley, and they're eligible 1 month, and they come back 2 months later, and they run the eligibility, and they don't have it, they're basically not seen, right? So I know that they probably have a sliding scale, so either they'll have to pay money or they end up using the ER. The clinic is a safety net in that because we have the charity care side of the clinic and it's a 501c3, if the patient is on Medicaid, I can bill. If they come back a month later and I run the eligibility and they're not eligible, I flip them to the charity care side of the clinic, and there's continuity of care. So they can still stay within the same medical home and not go without care. So that's, I think, the beauty of what we do. And I don't know of actually any other place that does that, especially in the state of Florida. So that's what I'm here to say, that what we do is very special. And, really we are a model for what should be done in other communities of color.
Thank you
Dr.
very much.
Thank you, Dr. Scott, for all
Okay.
that. Questions of Dr. Scott while she's here?
No,
No?
I just wanted you guys to know what I knew, was I didn't think it was right. Thank you.
Want to thank you for the presentation and for the conversation before.
Thank you. I know I went over my time limit, but.
There's no time, it's
Yeah,
fine. Thank you for your
you.
service, and I just also want to thank your partner in this effort, Baptist Hospital, among others, like our friends at the foundation. It's invaluable work you're doing here in South Miami.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you.
Okay.
Further members of the public who'd like to address this commission on item 12, please come forward now.
Anyone on Zoom, please raise your virtual hand.
Okay, seeing no one else in the chamber online, we will close the public hearing. Is there a motion to adopt item 12 as presented?
I move
First
the item.
reading.
On first reading, yes, ma'am. A motion by Vice Mayor Corey, is there a second?
Second.
A second by Commissioner Rodriguez. Madam Clerk, if you could please call the roll.
Yes, Commissioner Bonish,
Yes.
Commissioner Kaye,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey,
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez.
Yes.
Item passed first reading 5-0.
Thank you to all who came out, and we'll see you here on second reading shortly. Okay, let's take item 11, since we have representatives of the Girl Scouts present as well. If you could read item 11, Madam Clerk, into the record.
Item 11, an ordinance of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, approving the Second Amendment to the lease agreement with the Girl Scout Council of Tropical Florida, Inc., in connection with an existing franchise providing for the continued use of the property located at 6609 Southwest 60th Street and known as the Little House Reserve Park, authorizing the city manager to execute the Second Amendment.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. City Manager, are there any changes in the item as presented between first and second reading? If you could
There is a
summarize those, please.
Yes, Mayor, there's a slight amendment. Madam Attorney will read that into the record.
Thank you.
Yes, this is section 4.1 of this lease agreement. It's page 820 on your agenda. It would be the third, I'm sorry, the line numbers did not come out on this ordinance, but it's the third line from the top, and we would insert, following 60-day period, comma, the lessee agrees not to use any improvements or structures until such time as they are certified. So it's just adding that phrase, following the 60-day period.
And the lessee has no objection to the change? Okay.
Yes, we work with Ms. Ramos, and everything's acceptable.
Thank you, colleagues. Any questions regarding the modification? Okay, seeing none, we will open up the public hearing on this item. If any member of the public would like to address this commission on item 10, which is a lease agreement, a modification to the lease agreement between the City of South Miami and the the Girl Scout Council of Tropical Florida, got it backwards. Please come forward at this time.
If you're on Zoom, please raise your virtual hand.
Okay, seeing no one in the chamber and no one online, we will close the public hearing. Is there a motion to adopt item 11 with the modification as read by the city attorney.
I'll move the motion.
A motion by Commissioner Rodriguez and a second by Commissioner Bonich.
I'll second. Sure.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner. Any further comments or questions? Yeah. Seeing no comments or questions from the council, Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll, please.
Yes, Commissioner Bonich,
Yes.
Commissioner Kaye,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey,
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez.
Yes.
Item passes 5-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and thank you, colleagues. Good evening. Okay, let's go back to the regular order here really quickly. Madam Clerk, if you can read the board appointments, items N1, N2, and N3, please.
Okay. N2 and N3 needs a vote.
I understand. If you could just read the items into the record, and we'll vote on N2 and N3.
Yes, N1, Alejandra M. Meyer has been reappointed by Mayor Fernandez to the Town Center Advisory Board as a resident for a 2-year term ending September 16, 2027. N2, Mary Scott Russell, resident, has been recommended to be reappointed to serve on the Town Center Advisory Board for an additional 2-year term ending September 16, 2027. N3, Paul Ramirez, a resident, has been recommended to be reappointed to serve on the Town Center Advisory Board for an additional 2-year term ending September 16, 2027.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Colleagues, can I get a motion to appoint formally Mary Scott Russell and Paul Ramirez reappoint Mary Scott Russell and Paul Ramirez onto the Town Center Advisory Board?
I move the item.
Okay, motion by the Vice Mayor. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion by the Vice Mayor again, a second by Commissioner Kaye. Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll on N2 and N3.
Yes, Commissioner Kaye,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Bonich.
Oh,
I'm
She
sorry.
stepped out.
Vice Mayor Corey,
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez.
Yes.
Items pass.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. If you can read items 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the record?
Mayor, before?
Yes, sir.
My understanding is that we also need one more board appointment is that accurate? That we need one for, is it individually or is it collectively?
For which board are we?
The same board that we just approved.
Same
Town
board.
Town Center,
Advisory?
yeah, thank you. Town Center, right?
Yeah, Town Center.
Yeah, so we need one more. So let's,
Is
But that's
that,
your appointment, though.
oh, it's mine.
Yes.
I thought
there you
Paul-
go. Yes.
No, Paul.
Oh, never mind.
No problem. Just submit a name and we'll have it on the next agenda. Thank you, sir. Okay, if you can read items 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. Item 1, a resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, approving a one-time modification of the parking fee and the schedule of fees and fines to allow for the license of on-street parking spaces adjacent to 6075 Sunset Drive during the construction of the Edge of Sunset Development Project. Item 2, a resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, selecting and awarding a construction contract to Hycon Investments LLC for the Murray Park Aquatic Center new Ballard lining fixtures and miscellaneous improvement project in amount of $108,380, together with the $10,000 contingency for a total project cost in amount not to exceed $118,380 pursuant to invitation to bid number PR 2025-12. Item 3, a resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, selecting and awarding a construction contract to Sport Surfaces LLC for the Dante Facel Park Bench Volleyball Court Improvements Project in amount of $77,875, together with a $7,787 contingency for a total project cost in amount not to exceed $85,662 pursuant to invitation to bid number PR 2025-13. Item 4, a resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, approving a one-time modification of the parking fee and the schedule of fees and fines to allow for the license of on-street parking spaces along Sunset Drive to Teamwork Contractors Group LTD during the construction of the United Community Bank project.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, for reading those items. Colleagues, are there any questions on items 1, 2, 3, or 4? Would we like to pull any for discussion?
No, Mayor.
If we are fine with all 4 items, if I can get a motion on items 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I move the motion, Mayor.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Kaye to adopt items 1, 2, 3, and 4 on tonight's agenda, and a second by Commissioner Rodriguez. Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll.
Yes, Commissioner Kaye?
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez?
Yes.
Commissioner Bonniche?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey?
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez?
Yes.
Consent passed 5-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. If you could read item 5, please.
Item 5, a resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, selecting and awarding a construction contract to Brightview Landscape Services, Inc. for the Sunset Drive Landscape Modifications Project in amount not to exceed $279,943 pursuant to an invitation to bid PW 2025-08.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Colleagues, any questions regarding this item of the administration? Do you have a question?
Yes.
You're recognized.
Thank you. I just want to say I find the dollar amount attached to this, again, out of proportion to what it could be anywhere else on earth. It's true. It's what, 2 blocks? Something like that?
That's from 62 Avenue to 69 Avenue?
Oh, so it's 7 blocks. 7 blocks divided by $280,000. It's a lot of money, people. I don't know
It
where
also
we.
includes irrigation, not just landscaping, so I just wanted to add that.
Thank you. That doesn't make me feel any better, but thank you.
If it makes you feel better, it's a lot, this is the reason I haven't done my backyard or added an outdoor kitchen, which my wife is crying for all the time, so it's very expensive right now, but understand. It's a project we had greenlit to go forward and design, so,
I know.
I mean, that's why I'm going to support it, but
Well, no, I'm going to support it too because, in other words, otherwise everything looks like garbage. But
Yeah.
we end up being. I tell you what. I wish I had a license. I'd bid out everything here. I'd be a gazillionaire.
I'm looking for a partner.
And again, for the record, if should they go into business together, they'll be stepping off the dais. So anyhow, I
Thank
don't want
you.
anyone
Thank
going
you.
to jail. So anyhow, is there a motion on item 5, please?
Touche.
Thank you.
I move the item.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Is there a second?
I'll second.
A motion by Vice Mayor Corey and a second by Commissioner Kaye. Madam Clerk, if you can read the roll on item 5, please.
Yes, Commissioner Bonniche?
Sure, you wanted to make me first. Yes.
Commissioner Kaye?
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey?
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez?
Yes.
Item passes 5-0.
Thank you. If you could read item 6, Madam Clerk, please.
Item 6, a resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, amending the schedule of fees and fines, parks, and recreation fees schedule to amend the membership rates and fitness trainer permit fees for the Gibson Belton Community Center.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Manager, Mr. Director, did you want to add anything to the record on this particular item?
No, obviously, this item has come back. It was revised from an earlier version, and certainly, again, I'm happy to answer any questions. One of the, as you stated earlier, there's a category created for non-resident, and certainly the fee that was talked about, or the trainers, and that fee now is reduced from the prior version, and it does go from $600 a year to $100 monthly. And Parks Director had spoken to some of the fitness trainers, and they seem to be in concurrence with this. So if you have any questions, the director would be happy to provide answers to that.
Thank you. Colleagues, any questions about the fee schedule modifications? Yes, you're recognized, Commissioner Bonniche.
Thank you. Do we remember what the original number was for the trainers?
300.
600, I think it was.
No. Originally proposed,
Yes, ma'am.
not what they're paying now.
We were going to, I had originally proposed 300 a month.
Okay, so we went from 300 to 100.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Further questions?
By the way, I'm thankful. Thank you for listening to what I had to say and taking a stab at this. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome.
I have a question.
Yes, sir, you're recognized.
On the schedule of fees, maybe it's outdated, but it shows 600. Am I looking at the wrong Exhibit A?
It's 600.
It's crossed out.
Oh, mine isn't. Okay, never mind. Okay, you're good.
Further questions? Okay. Is there a motion on item 6?
I'll move the motion.
I'll
Motion-
second.
Motion to adopt, seconded by, moved by Commissioner Kaye, seconded by Commissioner Bonniche. Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll on item 6, please.
Yes, Commissioner Rodriguez?
Yes.
Commissioner Kaye?
Yes.
Commissioner Bonniche?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey?
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez?
Yes.
Item passes 5-0.
If you could read item 7, Madam Clerk.
Item 7, a resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, selecting and awarding a construction contract to RG Underground Engineering, Inc. for the Southwest 65th Avenue from Southwest 50th Street to Southwest 52nd Street Drainage Improvements Project in amount of $349,440, authorizing the city manager to execute a construction contract for the project.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Manager, anything you'd like to add for the record briefly?
Mayor, this is one of our CIP projects, and so we are awarding to RG Underground to execute on this contract. Bonich Contractors was almost a low bidder, but
I almost got
No, sorry,
That was
it's
good, I
Bonich-
like it.
It's Bonich Kaye. Yeah. BC Contractors.
BC All Purpose. So this is one of our 2 drainage projects. We will have another one that's also being finalized, come before you, but this is the first one that we're executing on.
Mr. Manager, I have a question on this. Just out of curiosity, the contract amount to be awarded is $349,440. Where did that end up relative to what our order of magnitude estimate was?
I'll let Director Munoz.
Thank you. If you
provide
have that information,
Yes, the order of magnitude estimate was 452,000.
Okay.
And the budget last year had 400,000 on the construction side, so we came in under on this one.
Good
Okay, great. All to the positive. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Okay, colleagues, any further questions?
Nope.
Okay, can I get a motion on item 7, please?
I'll move the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Don't all jump in at once.
I
Okay.
couldn't get my microphone to
A
turn
motion
on.
by Commissioner Rodriguez and a second by Commissioner Bonich. Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll, please.
Yes, Commissioner Kaye?
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez?
Yes.
Commissioner Bonich?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey?
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez?
Yes.
Item passed 5-0.
If you could read item 8, please.
Item 8, a resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, amending the schedule of fees and fines, increasing the hourly parking rate citywide, excluding the library parking lot.
Thank you. Mr. Manager, anything you or Mr. Riverall like to add on this item?
Mayor, just your budget had this proposal. This resolution actually changes the fee from $3 to $3.25 an hour. It maintains the resident benefit at 50% of the fee, and it doesn't include an increase to the library area. So we previously discussed this during the budget process, so this resolution brings this change to fruition.
Thank you for the summary. Colleagues, any questions of the manager or his team?
Question?
Yes, sir, you're recognized.
Mr. City Manager, CFO, do we have an understanding how the program is doing for the residents of South Miami and the sign up? Has it been successful? Are we continuing to see signups and stuff like that?
Numbers? You had updates on the numbers? How many people? Yeah. I think it's a little bit over 500, some.
Okay, in the record, please. Sorry, Mr. Riverall.
How about the resident program, Commissioner?
As of the time that I wrote this memo, we had 508 residents enrolled. For the month of August, we had 118 program members complete 350 transactions, generating about $635 of revenue, parking revenue for August. I would say very successful, and every day we get 2 or 3 new participants registering
Mr. River,
or applications.
Can you register on the app?
You cannot register in the app.
Is there functionality we can add to that?
The reason is we have
We're
to
having a mind
verify
meld over
that
here.
address?
they are required to submit certain documentation to prove their residency.
Okay.
It's not as easy as just using the property appraiser's records because it could be a rent or a lease or,
They can't upload a driver's license?
they can upload it to, and then we have to validate it, and then we go into the system and then add it in the
Okay.
license plate.
So the auditing, we have, there's an auditing function on our part that we have
Correct.
to, okay,
Validation process.
okay, got it.
We
So-
should look into it, though. I mean,
It's all electronic.
Yeah.
It's just, we have to review the documentation. We can't just
That's
take it at
fine.
face value.
But
I would concur and just say that to the extent that, someone misrepresents who they are on the app, I would imagine there's an ability for us to claw back the additional charge, the additional payment amount. I don't know. Something worth exploring. I think it would be easier if we just could enroll as you are utilizing the application rather than having to wait for a separate okay. Just seems a little bureaucratic.
And I would like to add to that. So I think this is a good measure, even though it's a small sample size of what we have in our community. But the thing is that we want it to continue to improve. I would like to continue to promote it. I would like our residents to understand our parking. It's another little small portion and pillar to change the perception of our parking. So I would continue to do this, marketing, social, all the above, to make sure that it's even more successful.
Again, we cannot market through the app currently. That's the best way to do it.
Market through the app.
Yes, I mean, so if you, for example, if
We
you're.
can
if
do a
you're-
call of action to the app, socially.
Yeah, I mean, they have a geolocator function on at least one of the platforms that I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and I would imagine if it, if you're in the region, it could prompt, with the right zip code for the user. It
I've
could
su-
prompt you to register.
I've submitted lights going out all over community. It geolocates where I'm at, submitted 10 pictures, submits it through the app, and the next day, Mr. Munoz has it fixed, so.
Can I say something?
Yes, you're recognized, ma'am.
I think that, I mean, I agree with the idea of what you guys are saying. I just think if I'm a resident and I want to be able to take advantage of something, I have to make an effort too. It can't
Agreed.
just be like, da-da-da, like, ta-da.
Yeah, but it's not exactly the most, I mean, notwithstanding that our attempts to communicate things, right? That point of interaction is the most obvious opportunity to make people aware of what we're doing. I think 500 people plus is great, but I'd love to know how many unique users there are from South Miami
I think
that are-
that's a
that are
better
registered
question.
on the platform, and see if we can't leverage the platform, we should want more transactions happening on it, to message them directly and say, hey, by the way, your city is offering this great opportunity, or when they interface and open up the platform, when they're in South Miami, to say, hey, by the way, if you are a resident of South Miami, click on this link, upload the following information, and a discount will be applied.
Agreed.
Should it not be, should the auditing on the back end prove that you're not a resident, right, we're gonna charge you the difference, right, and you kind of consent to that. So-
I agree to send them a message. I think if we have to pay more,
No, we're not paying.
well, no, but I'm saying, if we have to pay more to have that interface happen in real time, of enter this, do that, blah, 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 I wouldn't be down for that. But sending them a message, I'm good with that.
I just want to ask the vendor what the capacity is and find out. I think Commissioner Kai is on the same wavelength.
Yeah, if they have like push notifications.
Notifications, yes, correct. So anyhow, but thank you,
Noted.
appreciate it. Okay, is there a motion on item 8?
I'll move it.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
A motion to adopt by Commissioner Bonich and a second by Commissioner Kaya. Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll, please.
Yes. Commissioner Bonish,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Kaye,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey,
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez.
Yes.
Item passes 5-0.
If you can read item 9, please.
Item 9, a resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, remembering and commemorating October 7, 2023, in honor of the victims of the October 7th attack on Israel, directing the city manager to fly the flag of Israel on October 7, 2025.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, for reading the item. I'm the sponsor of the item, so I'll just provide a quick introduction. I had the honor of going to Israel last month and witnessing firsthand the devastation wrought on October 7th on a number of kibbutzes and to people just passively enjoying a music festival adjacent to the Gaza envelope. And I cannot express to you how horrific the sites we took in were. The situation in the Middle East between Israel and Gaza right now is certainly in a place that is at its nadir. And we, certainly all hope, and I think the general sentiment of the people I interacted with in Israel is that the hostilities will cease very shortly. But I don't want to make a political statement about that. What I wanted to do was echo our support for the more than 50 people that are still missing, 20 of whom are still presumed to be alive, other 30s who have not been returned to their families. Commemorate what is for Israel their equivalent of 9/11. I can't express to all of you how deeply that day has impacted the psyche of the average Israeli, much like us on 9/11, where we had this sense of imbued security brought by our borders. I think Israel as well had that same sense of security shaken to its core when there was a failure on the part of the IDF to anticipate this attack by Hamas on the Gaza border and a mounting attack on its northern border with Syria as well. So I wanted to express my support for Israel for the commemoration of this important day on the second anniversary, and certainly hope that the hostages will be returned and hostilities between Hamas and Israel will cease, because certainly this is not a conflict between Jews and Palestinians as they live peaceably within the boundaries of Israel, particularly northern Israel, side by side, every single day, represented fully in the Israeli government and society. This is really a conflict between folks who sought to attack people who were vulnerable, people who were defenseless, for nothing other than pure hate. And I just wanted to express my solidarity with those victims and their families as we approach this important anniversary. Lastly, I want to thank Commissioner Lago. I happened to come upon the idea because I was at a city commission meeting in Coral Gables where a similar item was being discussed. I thought it would be appropriate for us to also commemorate the event in this manner as well. And I'll close by reading a statement provided to me by Josh Sales from the Greater Miami Jewish Federation about the item. And they wrote, "Thank you for this important gesture to the Jewish and Israeli communities in South Miami and throughout South Florida. As you know, October 7th, 2023 massacre by Hamas, a terror organization, murdered 1,200 innocent souls and was proportionately, significantly, an even larger massacre in Israel than September 11th here in the United States. The groups that perpetrated each of these horrific attacks, Al-Qaeda and Hamas, fall into the same category of so many others like them, ISIS, Hezbollah, and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, to name a few, who seek the destruction of not only Israel, but also America, and all who value liberal, and he says with a lower I, Western democracies as we know them. They seek to eliminate Jews, Americans, and all who love freedom and basic human rights. Mayor and Commission, this small gesture won't conquer terrorism or stop Hamas or Hezbollah or the Iranian axis of evil, but it is a gesture to all people of goodwill that the people of South Miami are on the right side of history and stand with Israel and America and all the democracies against terror and hatred of all forms. Thank you for sharing this important message with the world. Miami-Dade's Jewish community is grateful." That's the end of the statement. And colleagues, with that, I'll open it up to your comments or questions. Thank you.
I'll go last.
Okay.
In case somebody else wants to say anything.
Anyone want to say something? Did you want to speak? Go ahead. Why don't you kick us off?
I'll just say that I appreciate you bringing this forward. I think it is a kind gesture to people who are definitely still hurting, and I think it can be hard sometimes for us to realize the gravity of an event like that because it's overseas, but it is legitimately the 9/11 of Israel. So.
Yeah. Thank you. Commissioner Bonich?
I, quite obviously, part of my family is Jewish, so I stand with Israel. I always have, I always will. Nothing like that will ever change. Nothing will ever change that, period, end of story. I just want to caution you guys because in doing this, you may be approached by other people who have other beliefs in other countries asking you to do the same. I would hope that when and if that happens, you understand the gravity of what we're doing right now and how it would pit for, against, next to anything else that may come after it, and that you would have the strength of conviction that you're showing right now.
Thank you for those comments.
Yeah, Mayor, I think that I agree with Commissioner Bonich. I think that I stand with Israel and everything, and I'm sure what you saw was horrifying. That, you know, we just got to be careful of being inclusive, and sometimes a war can be divisive. And so we stand in a community that we've been very inclusive, all the above. When we separate one flag or another, it just opens up for things that we just got to be careful for. So, you know, just I agree. You know, I'll support you because you've been there, but I understand that if something comes down the pipeline that we, you know, other opportunities, we have to open our eyes and our ears. So.
Understood. Anything else?
No, I support you. As you know, I have direct family that's Jewish, and you know, my cousin's very adamant about this. My uncle was very adamant about this, who's no longer with us. But that whole side of my family is, you know, they have their views. I stand with Israel, so I tend to agree. But I also see the point of Commissioner Bonich and Commissioner Guy.
No, I agree, and I know that I don't take this action lightly. I think you all know that and appreciate that. And I, certainly see the jeopardy portends, but I do think it's one of those times where it's important to recognize in the face of evil. I think we saw it on that day, and there are still very many present threats against not only Israel but against this country, and I think we should define where we stand on these issues. And I think this is an important statement for the city, for our country, in support of the Israeli people, particularly the hostages. Again, there are any number of other issues to what's happening in that region that I would hope were being handled differently. So I don't mean this to be a full-throated endorsement of the Israeli government. This is really intended to be a statement of solidarity and support of the victims of that day and their families who are still grappling with the aftermath and grappling with the devastation it's wrought on their lives and the continued impact it's had, given that still there are 50 people that are unaccounted for, 20 of whom are presumed still to be alive. So with that, I'll move the item. If there's no further discussion, and hopefully there'll be a second.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
No, go.
So we'll have a second by Vice Mayor Corey. Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll, please.
Yes, Commissioner Kaye.
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yes.
Commissioner Bonish.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey.
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez.
Yes.
Item passes.
And thank you to all of you. Madam Clerk, if you could read the last item of the evening, which is item 13, please.
Item 13, an ordinance of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, relating to the South Miami Pension Plan by amending Chapter 16 Pensions, Article 2, City Pension Plan, Section 16-12 definitions, in order to effectuate the memorandum of understanding between the city and the Police Benevolent Association and the Fraternal Order of Police.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. 10 we deferred. Sorry, no problem. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Manager, anything you want to add by way of a quick summary for this item?
Yeah, Mayor, thank you. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, this item is a follow-up to agreements that were approved back in February and in June with the PBA and the FOP respectively. In the FOP contract, there was language of a reopener to consider certain compensation that was not currently pensionable. That reopener took place, and we discussed and agreed to share the cost of getting an actuarial report on the fiscal impact of making those type of pays, like assignment pay and shift differential, to be pensionable. The fiscal impact came back at approximately a $17,541 fiscal impact. In this case, the employee does not currently participate in any of those pays to pay into the pension system. For those particular pays, having this pensionable will now also, the employee will share in that cost with a 7.5% contribution from their pay to offset this. So this is a part of the contract negotiation and the reopener, and we're bringing this forward for a recommendation to make shift differential assignment pay pensionable. And if you have any questions, certainly be happy to answer that.
Colleagues, any questions?
No question.
No questions? Is there a motion to adopt item 13?
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Bonich and a second by Commissioner Rodriguez. Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll, please, on first reading.
Yes, Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yes.
Commissioner Bonish.
Yes.
Commissioner Kaye.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey.
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez.
Yes.
Item passed first reading.
Thank you, colleagues. We do have commission reports. If anyone wants to add anything for the record. Sir, you're recognized.
Just very quick, point of personal privilege. Tomorrow's my 9-year anniversary, so I wanted to thank my loving wife, Casey, and all the spouses who make our service possible. So,
Thank you for that. Congratulations.
thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Since we're on that note too, on Thursday is my wife's birthday, so I wanted to wish her.
There you go. Smart men here. I like it. There you go.
She
Congrats.
too is a doctor, federally qualified, and so I know she bust her butt. So thank you for what you do for us.
They must have gotten in trouble
Congratulations, Dr.
recently.
Sandy. Happy birthday. Anyone else? Okay, well, I just want to say thank you to all of you. It's before 8:30, and we're getting out of here on a budget evening. So I think that reflects well on all of your preparation, right? The discussion is short because everyone here shows up ready to do the work, and as your chair, I'm very grateful. So congrats and thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, we stand adjourned.